Hello, welcome. It's Karen and welcome to my garden. Yes, I've moved outside. I've moved my kitchen outside because, we're all sort of hunkered down now. We can't go out, and if you're lucky enough to have, if you're lucky enough to have your own garden, no matter whether it's tiny, a balcony, or whatever it is, you really need to be making the most of it. So I've set myself up to make it an extra room to use to spread out a little bit and make the most of what we've got. So here I am. I'm going to do, I'm using my lovely little tiny weeny portable barbecue. It's called a Safari Chef Kadak, and these legs fold in, and it lives in a little bag, and it's great. And you can take it with you down the beach when you're allowed to go. Not now, obviously. Stick in your garden now. I used this first time at an event in Manchester a couple of months ago, and I love the little thing so much that they kindly sent them to me, and I've been looking forward to going off with the Caravan and Motorhome Club, of which I'm a member, and doing lots of cooking outdoors. But for the time being, we're going to have to stick with the garden, and I'm doing a vegan curry, because when I first did this dish on this Kadak, it was during veganuary. So that's it. I'm putting a little pan on top. See, barbecues don't have to be just for burgers. You can cook all sorts on a barbie. I'm whispering a bit because I'm outside and I don't want to be too intrusive. We've got neighbours with children here and neighbours with children there playing out. We've got people over there mowing the lawns and getting the power washers in the wheelie bins, and doing all those outside jobs while they can. So I've got some heat on, a little bit, a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil, and the only bit of real cooking is the onion. I've got a sliced up onion, one onion, and I'm just popping that. It sizzles up straight away. And with onions, you don't want to burn them because they go a bit bitter. You need to cook them so they're sort of sweating a bit. And I don't mean sweating like sweating. They go a bit translucent, a bit see-through, and they become nice and sweet. So that's the thing I'm trying to do here with those. Just a little bit. Doesn't take many minutes, I'd say. The only thing I'm putting in there that needs more cooking is some garlic, in actual fact. I've got a couple of bulbs of garlic. You can use a tube of garlic or powder, or whatever format you like. I just happen to have fresh and nothing else. So I'm getting that ready. I'm just going to crush them onto the board. I don't want to put the garlic in too soon because it will actually burn, and that makes the dish bitter. And we don't want that. No, we don't. So that's that ready, and that's lovely. I'll pop in the garlic now, just to give it a little tiny chance of heat. Ginger, it can be fresh, it can be powdered, it can be pureed or in a jar, whatever format you like. About a teaspoon, or if you're using fresh, about the end of your thumb. Same with chilli. You can use flakes, fresh, tube. Be steady with the chilli. You can add it, you can't take it away. Half a teaspoon, I'd say, for me. I feel like Keith Floyd without the wine. It's lovely. It's fantastic. Sun's still out. It's blue sky. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to stop that burning, but also next thing in is the spices. You can just use a regular standard curry powder, or you can get all your bits and bobs out. I usually use that. However, recently I did an event and I used the Twisted Curry Company Ruby's Revenge. This is a lovely little company that are in Wetwang, up by Bridlington in Yorkshire, and they do an online sale of this, but also I do believe it's available in Morrison's, and they do lots of different blends, and this is the Ruby's Revenge, and I don't want a full packet in because that would probably serve about 8 people a full packet. I'm just going to put equivalent of about a tablespoon, a generous tablespoon, and I'm putting it in with the onions and the garlic and the water. I'd rather do that than put it in dry, because again these can burn, and nothing that's burnt's good for you. So that goes in, that's giving it the lovely curry colour. Look, let me show you. See? Already. So that's smash. Lovely, come on. It's like my very own cauldron. Wait till Halloween. Another opportunity to get my Kadak out. Ah, dear. It's fun. So that's nice. And it's a really quick thing. You can use anything you like in your curries. This time I'm going to use chickpeas. If you can't get chickpeas and you want to stay with pulses, you can use borlotti beans, haricot beans, butter beans. You can use lentil, make it more like a dal, you know. But I've got a very scarce can. I know it's scarce in the shelves, but I've got a can of chickpeas and a can of tomatoes. Now, until this morning I couldn't get hold of any tin tomatoes, but they're back on supermarket shelves. So that's 1 tin of tomatoes going in. Lovely. And then just stir that around. You know, I would like a nice cold drink or something. Waiter! Nobody here? Kel surprise. So just stir those through there, lovely. And then I'm going to put the chickpeas in. And there we go. The chickpea water, by the way, if you're ever wanting to make something that uses egg white but you don't have any egg white, believe it or not, you can use the water. It's called aquafaba, and I don't know who discovered such a thing, but it does work in lieu of egg whites, like in your meringues or your royal icing. Seriously. When I was on the Bake Off, we had to practice a vegan week, and when they filmed it they actually did use the aquafaba, and I discovered it in my research at that point. Crazy. So that's lovely. I am putting in half a tin of new potatoes. You can use fresh potatoes, you can use no potatoes at all. I like to keep, when we go off in the caravan with the Caravan and Motorhome Club, I generally take a few tins with me so that if we arrive late on site I can put together a meal out of nothing. So that's why, but you know, it's all options. In they go. Got me Bake with a Legend. Sorry, Bake with a Legend. I've got my Bake with a Legend apron on. I do workshops with Bake with a Legend, but again they're suspended at the moment. But all things will come back. Just stay home. Stay safe. That's what I'm doing here in my garden. Just give that a little whiz through. And I'm putting some salt in. About a teaspoonful, but be steady with that. You can add more of that. Some people don't cook with salt at all, health reasons. So that's gone in. Anything missing? Oh yeah, last tin ingredient is, because it's vegan, I didn't want to use any yoghurt or anything. I'm using light coconut milk, about half a can, and that gives the lovely creaminess to the curry, but doesn't add any dairy. So there we are. So I'm just going to pop about half a can. Ah, no, that makes it straight away gorgeous. It's lovely, really is. I'll show you this now. I'll show you how the colours are changing. See, there we go. And I'm just going to put the lid on to get some more heat. I nearly use that as a symbol. It's very, very tempting, but I just don't have a second one. Oh, dearie me. So yeah, fabulous. I have got the final thing for this is some fresh spinach. With spinach, you don't need to put it in until the last minute, and a lot goes up, it just disappears to nothing. And if you put it in too early, it loses its vibrancy and its colour. So it's just nice to put a couple of handfuls in a minute or so before you serve it. You can add things at the end when you serve. I've got some coriander, fresh coriander. That's one of those I love it or I hate it Marmite things. But there's coriander goes on top as a garnish. You can use fresh tomatoes on the top there. My daughter is a vegetarian. She likes to use a few cashew nuts sprinkled on the top. You can, with a curry, of course, you can make it a meat curry, a chicken, fish, you know, cheese, paneer. It's like loads of stuff, tofu. Right, it's just coming nicely to the boil. So I'm just going to put this in. When I was a child, the only time I heard of spinach was on telly, on the cartoon Popeye, and Olive Oil used to feed him a canned spinach. It is available in the shops. Canned spinach to Popeye, and he'd go like that, and then he'd flex, his muscles would come up, and that's what I thought spinach was to do with Popeye. How times change. So I'm going to get myself a nice mitt full of spinach, full of iron and good things. The wind's getting up a bit, so it's blowing the flame. So can you see now how that's gone on there? And I'll just put this back on. So yeah, so how are we doing? I hope, just give it a minute to cook, and I'll just sort of say that I hope you're all sort of doing the best you can under the circumstances. It is really difficult, and for some people it's obviously for lots of reasons more difficult than others. I'm fortunate that I've got a house with a little tiny garden, and I'm counting my blessings for that. Yeah, and we've got some nice weather, so that in itself is something. So it's my outdoor space. I might not have a big house and I might not have a big garden, but I'm making best of it. And I'm just going to get this bit of coriander ready. It's so fragrant, absolutely beautiful. Squash my spinach down in there, turn it all through. And yep, this will be it. This is it, folks. The final flourish. If you've got to do it, you do it with passion. And there we have. Wow. I'm really, really delighted with that. It's a really, really healthy, very healthy dinner. You can serve this obviously with traditionally rice, naan. I can make naan myself. I always do now. We made them on the Great British Bake Off on Bread Week, and I didn't come last in that technical challenge for once. So that's my claim. I'm not bad at the naan. I'll turn the heat off the Kada. I'll show you. Can you smell it? There we go. Cooking in Karen's garden on my Kadak, a vegan curry. Stay safe, stay home. Bye for now.